the vibe. Welcome to Easy Weekend.
It's Easy Weekends.
Cats can't see me. All right, welcome back. It's a sit down. Okay. Yes, we're in a different studio. We're here in the side studio, but I still have a very important person I need to speak to this afternoon. We got Ferris Real J in the building.
How you doing?
Only in New York, baby.
Facts.
My guy, listen, I follow this gentleman on Instagram. The content is amazing. First off, before we get past that, how did you, I don't want to say stumble upon, but how did you become, no, fuck all that. You're someone of my age. How old are you?
I'm 34 now.
Yeah. See, he's in my age group. Because when he talks about certain things, I'm like, I remember that.
Yeah. Yep.
So for you that don't understand the content, that's where I get it from. So go ahead, give me a how and where this all started from.
So it started, I want to say, like 7-8 years ago. Shout out to my bro Paul. We were doing the regular skits, like the stuff that you see, the relationship stuff and all of that type of stuff. But I did this one skit at it's a stop called Myrtle Broadway off the J&M.
Yes.
And I was on this corner building and I was on the phone. It was and it turned into a huge meme. It was basically, I was like, I don't curse on radio and stuff like that, but I was like, F is you talking about? Yeah. And it was like, I kneeled down, came back up. I hit 125 million views. And that's pretty much what started the pinnacle of me transitioning from doing skits to now being a personality and showing people that, I actually thought of that whole thing and then started transitioning from that. And then the content I do now literally started right after COVID. I had the blessing of being in the West Coast that whole time during COVID.
Nice.
Yeah, I was in Arizona with my sister and our family. And I came back and I told my close friends and family, I was like, I'm going to do something different. And I want to do content that makes people feel good as opposed to just laughing.
Well, the content definitely is dope. What changed in your life once you went viral?
Definitely what changed was when, so I tell people don't ever call me famous or social media fame. Famous to me is when I can hire my friends and family and put them on payroll. That's famous to me.
Gotcha.
Feel me? I have notoriety. So I'm known in New York. And I noticed when my content was connecting me with my second grade teacher and people from back then that I haven't spoken to in a decade. Not because, there was any problems, but just, you move, you have life, you grow. But then when the brand started reaching out, right, that's when I started realizing that, damn, I'm really on a real good path because I was having brands and sports franchises reach out to me that I'm not even a sports fan, and I was getting deals with these people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
My first deal was with MLB. And
doing what?
So what that was it was called the Creator Program, and it was basically 10 content people across America. And the two, shout out my bro Larry. He's not with them no more, but he was with Overtime Larry. Now he goes by Larry Jamel. Me and him were the New York representatives, and everybody else was in Florida, Texas, that type of thing. But it was from my content. I do these short stories where I go around New York City and show my favorite things or highlights and stuff.
It's just be fucking funny as shit. Son.
And I did one in the Bronx, and now everybody was like, yo, you gonna play the Bronx, right? I know you gonna play the Bronx. And I did the opposite, right? So what I did was I showed love to the Bronx. I got friends in the Bronx. I got family in the Bronx. But I always saw memes. I always saw other content creators always clowning the Bronx. Yeah, the Bronx
always gets
so I'm like, why I'm gonna do that? So I was like, I'm gonna show actual love. And that was actually my second biggest video on TikTok. But I highlighted that you're not from New York City if you didn't know that the Yankees were called the Bronx Bombers.
Yes.
So MLB reached out on my TikTok and they wrote "your."
Oh shit.
So I was like, damn, that's crazy. MLB. And I was like, is this MLB? And I was like, it was their TikTok, 6-7 million followers. They wrote "your," but they tagged the Yankees. And I was like, oh, this is crazy that they're tagging, the Yankees, but this is actually a conglomerate of where all of the baseball teams
that's
are under.
huge.
Yeah, so they reached out to me and they were like, we're doing this program. We want to hire you for a 4-month contract. And it was basically me going around different stadiums doing content. They flew me out to the World Series. So I was flying from that week. I was flying from Texas to Atlanta every other day with the teams. And it was a good experience. It was a real good experience. My tickets were $10,000 because I was in a suite. And I was with 2 Chainz. I was with a lot of people that I was meeting these celebrities in a different type of aspect. and they were seeing what I was doing because I was with, you know, these influences. And then from that, I just started, you know, transitioning into being a brand safe, like real brand safe content person, where I don't curse, I don't do anything violent, I don't do anything sexual, I don't fight, I don't do anything really that disrupts your frequencies or energies.
Gotcha.
And you know, it was funny, I was doing something where somebody joked, and it was like a crowd of people, right? Because I started this thing called the Dreamers House, where it was the first content creator house in New York City. And Snapchat actually gave me my own budget and a show with it. And it was 2 seasons. First season was Dreamers, second was me. And that was basically me just putting my friends on, a lot of other content people I believed in. And we were doing content. You know, we were showing our different style of content. And that's when I saw how that was my first way of seeing how I wanted more than people wanted for themselves, right?
What do you mean?
So most content creators, and I'm going to put you on the game because I like giving people free gems. You could see really who's making money in a sense without pocket watching a content creator based off of their sponsored posts and their brands that are in their content. Snapchat executives hit me up and they were like, they did a list of like 50 content creators. I was in the top 10, but they already knew I was making money. And that was the first time I had like a big corporation tell me that. And I was like, what do you mean? They were like, every other post that you have, you're with a major brand. You're doing something with a major brand. It's not just you doing content and a skit or hosting a club or a weed brand. I was doing stuff with Target. I was doing stuff with Uber. I was doing stuff with, you know, major brands or independently. When they reached out to me, they said they knew that I was making money and that I was getting these deals because I didn't curse. Out of that list of 50 content creators, I was the only one that didn't curse out of 50 people. And I was like, damn, let me put my friends onto game. And I asked all of them. I asked a lot of people, you know, respectfully, how much do you charge for a post or a reel? Like if you're a content person, like if this is something you want to do as a living and make money, I'm not talking $500, $1,000. I'm talking like a brand deal, a sponsorship, a 4 to 5 month type thing where you're doing deliverables multiple times a month, not just a one-off. People were saying $250, $500. And I'm talking people that had millions of followers. And I'm like, Snapchat gave me, the first deal was $60K. It was $10,000 a month. Facts. I tell people, I mean, it's not for everybody. Nah, but it really opened my eyes when they said that to me, and they were like, based off of that, I saw when these big brands were reaching out, because MLB said the same thing, you know. Then the NBA said the same thing when the Brooklyn Nets reached out, and I did something for All-Star Weekend. And then, you know, Tony Circle Only and Chip City, all of these big major brands and stuff, they were like, yo, like, we see your stuff everywhere, right? But you don't curse. And it's like, I worked very hard to be where I'm at now because I came from that world. So I tell people, listen, I'm not telling you to do something that I didn't come from. I came from sexual content. I came from the fighting, the fake skits, the fake fights where there's a girl in the bed, like that type of stuff. I came from that. But when I hit 100 million views and made no money, I was like, damn, how can I make this a profession now? Because I couldn't work a job where somebody was telling me what to do. And I didn't like how they were saying it because I came from retail and high-end fashion. That's what I was. I was a celebrity women's stylist. So I worked at Saks Fifth. I worked at like Bergdorf Goodman. I worked at these high-end brands that I'm selling Hermes bags and Birkin bags that now today fashion don't mean nothing to me. Like my whole outfit was $30. Like, because I don't care unless it looks good. I don't care what it is. I wear fake sneakers because if the color look dope to me, I don't care. Like I'm not gonna wear fake Jordans, but I'll wear, you know, sneakers that just are an off name brand type thing that they look good to me.
As long as they look good,
they look good and they comfortable. That's all I care about. And now, you know, I'm blessed to be in every New York City cab. You know, so I have a deal with Curb where every week I announced a viral video of the week with What Is New York and Subway Creatures. And that alone has connected me with people because there's also, like what I tell people, the executives, they're not really calling Ubers. When they're those bigger executives that are old, they're hailing a cab because they're not really tech savvy with the Ubers type things.
That was my next question to you. Cabs, I don't remember the last time I saw a cab for real.
Yeah, and that's what was crazy to me. Like I've been in the industry for a while, like pursuing things. I had my first real big audition yesterday out of everything I've been doing. And the first thing that two of the people that were auditioning me said were you just in my cab? And they were old. They were in their 60s. They were like casting directors in the 60s, 70s. And that's when I was telling people when in that film industry now, the Hollywood, they're in their 60s and 70s still. They're hailing cabs and stuff, and like these news people and these politicians. It's connected me with a lot of different people and the demographics and worlds of. I'm blessed and I'm grateful for it. But I realized that even with that awareness, my message wasn't getting out the way I wanted it to. And now it's because people just know me for the social media aspect. Now I'm pursuing acting. And I've done acting probably for the last 10 years. I've been in probably the most major shows everyone has seen as background, right? Because I always came on to like the second or third season or midway. I never had like the connects or the ins and outs to find out how to audition for something right away. And, you know, I went to classes. I didn't go to school, but a lot of people were telling me it's, you know, that's the industry. If you don't have an agent, if you're not networking in a sense, if you're not doing the type of field work, you just got to keep working like everybody else. But I was getting typecasted. I kept getting casted as a drug dealer and a gang member.
I mean, you could see why though, my guy.
So I see why, but listen. It was for the tattoos, but when they got closer to me, right, they saw how it was very artistic. So then now when I would be on set, they'd be like, yo, like, you have this vibe to you. Now you don't feel like a drug dealer or you know, that type of thing. I feel like you're this cool character, this cool cat that you could play like the drug lord, not the drug person on the side. People like, yo, I seen you on the show, bro. I was like, yeah, you know, it was me being background on set for 12 hours, getting $120 to do nothing. So I know why they're on the strike.
Listen, on that's a whole different note. Like the AI portion of it and the money, like they're just gonna wait people out because these major corporations have billions. They don't care. They're gonna wait for you to feel deprived and just give you whatever the hell they got left. It's terrible. But good luck with the acting thing.
Thank you.
I hope you get better roles than the drug dealer because I think you could do more than that. What else is on the horizons for Jay?
So I'm also known for my voice. So I told people if I don't get, I'm breaking that barrier of the typecasting. I blew up on TikTok for my voice first. So to backtrack, when you asked when I started, I really started on Instagram and on, you know, pursuing on YouTube and stuff. But I really got known on TikTok. I did one video that got me. That's why I tell people hop on TikTok, and it's not. I was on TikTok for a year before I got off, and then when I got on and did one video, it got me 60,000 followers overnight. And I was getting my following on IG that I have now probably for 6-7 years. So
TikTok's a different type of beast.
It's a whole different type of beast. I tell people, and it's an exact beast. You use the correct word. It was I found my niche, you know. So I tell people you do gotta find your niche for what you're doing. But by my 5th video, I hit 100K, and I was like, damn, like. And then that's when the Yankees and the MLB reached out. So I was telling people, I got all of my sponsorships and awareness from TikTok. I made all of my money from doing the content to get their attention from, you know, getting the brand deals and stuff that I get on IG. So the thing is people didn't know that was my voice. They thought I was just the person shooting it, and they thought someone else was doing the voice. So by the time they saw that I was in it and then saw that it was my voice, that's why originally MLB reached out, because they thought I was just a voiceover person. They didn't know I facilitated the whole video.
Well, MLB, I'm a voiceover person too. Come on, I could use a check or two. You know what I'm saying? Come see me. I won't curse.
Hit him on TikTok.
Hit him on TikTok. Say less.
But I just finished my classes, my voiceover classes with a respected teacher, well known in the industry, and now I'm pursuing that with the voiceovers. Because I usually, what I've been doing is like I tell people, I'm a very special case, humbly and respectfully, because I average on a bad day like 5 to 10 million views a month with my certain videos. Because certain videos that I post could hit 5 to 6 million views, right? And then some videos that I average is like maybe 100K per video, like with my views. But then now if I do something with What Is New York or Subway Creatures and I do a collab or I do a certain type of, you know, branded post, it could hit the double-digit millions. I'm taking that awareness now and putting it into my actual self. So when I was telling people, like, when they see my content now, like, you're not from New York City if you never had a bacon, egg, and cheese for dinner type thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling them, like, that's not Ferris no more. That's actually Justin. Like, that's all the stuff prior to that was Ferris, where I was putting myself into a personality. Now when I do my content, another thing is all those videos I see, I do them an hour before I post them.
What do you mean?
Like the You're Not From New York City, if I do it like an hour before I post it. So I shoot it, do the little voiceover and put the music on like an hour before I post it. I treat content and social media very lightly now because I don't have that sponsorship with Snapchat anymore. It finished, but I have money saved with that. Now I'm just treating social media very lightly. I fall back. I tell people, if you don't need to be on it, don't post.
See, but that's the thing. They're telling you every day you have to post if you want to be if you want to be like the girl that's you got to post every 60 seconds. It
That's
doesn't
what I'm
make
saying.
any sense.
If people already have some type of stability and some type of flow of income, I tell them don't try to now transition into content. Like if you're good, if you're comfortable, obviously you're stressed, right? Because I was stressed with MLB. Like I'm stressed doing my own thing, but that NPC shit and that other stuff, like. And I had to curse for that because it's like I'm seeing respected people doing that because they're making money from it.
That makes no sense.
And I'm going to tell you something right now that I haven't told people. I turned down right now my last deal within the last 8 months, and I have no management or representation at all. I do this solely.
All by yourself?
Yeah, I just turned down. My last deal is a total of $250,000 in deals because every dollar ain't a right dollar, and I tell people that.
Facts.
And my last 5 contracts didn't make sense to me. You know, like my Snapchat contract made sense to me because that was 6 months, right? But then now, why am I going to sign a year contract that's offering me the same amount? No. And they're offering less.
Yeah.
You know, like I try not to base every contract off of Snapchat, but when I have meetings with them and executives and certain people, I let them know what they offered me and gave me, and then what I still have access to with them that I'm not using because I also took a mental break. That's what I was telling people too. I was doing so much contractual things I was obligated to because if I'm obligated to something, especially contractually, I'm going to pull through. I was doing so much, I was burning myself out.
Damn.
And I didn't want to take on a contract now because it was money when I know I'm mentally burned out. And I didn't want to keep putting myself into a hole. So now I took that break, like I said, doing the acting route. And now I'm doing the content. Like, I'm doing these short movies, like literally a minute 30. I'm going to just do these short movies. I redid Last of Us, that TV show.
I love the video game and the show.
Yeah. So
hold on.
I already redid it. Yeah.
Where can I find this?
It's on my IG.
I'm going to go take a look.
I did that probably 2 months ago. And now I'm going to start pushing that because there was no dialogues in that. That was just visuals. And everybody in the comments, I did it. I experiment, and I tell all of these content creators, I got mad followers or get views, experiment with stuff. Because if you're feeling like you're stagnant and you're doing the same content, because most of the people are still doing the same content since COVID.
Yep.
And I told them this because they all asked me, yo, how do you make money? And I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to put nobody on blast.
Please don't.
It's people you know, bro. Promise you, it's people you know. It's people you had on your show that are in my DMs that didn't even read the DM prior to me telling them, like, yo, bro, like, I rocks with you, like, let's work. Ignored it. And then now that I'm where I'm at, yo, bro, like, let's work. I still try to work, and they still be on a weird type of time. And I don't really respect that, like, because I'm about helping people and just making sure, people's, getting at least that type of light that I don't care if you got 500 followers or 5,000 or 5 million, like, I'm going to work with you. At the end of the day, it never mattered to me. Like,
nah, it shouldn't be about the bread. It should be about the art, about the culture.
Yeah. Yep.
With going into acting, what are some of the I don't want to say fears because I don't want to put that out there. What are some of the expectations of yourself?
So I'm gonna get a little deep. I come from a drug problem. I overdosed in 2020. That's a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. So I spoke about it on my live. I've been going on live a lot more, and people connect with me a lot more when I go on live because they connect through my content. And then, you know, when they connect with me on live, they see how actually friendly I am. Because I've met some of my heroes, right? And you know that saying, never meet your hero. Heroes to me now, bro, is a sandwich. Like, facts. Like, I've met some of my heroes and they're completely a sandwich to me now.
Yeah, it's the worst thing you could do.
So what I was doing was going live more to connect to everybody and show them how I, you know, just being myself. But 2020, 2 days after New Year's, I overdosed. And I was in a real dark time where I was depressed. I was going through a breakup, just mad stuff that was happening. I got a little better, then COVID happened 2 months after that. So that's why I said when I came back, I had a whole different mental aspect of what I wanted to do with things. Rest in peace to Angus Cloud, but a lot of people, especially the people that I'm casting, people that I'm meeting now, said they see me being casted as myself. And that's what I told people that I was going to work on the last 6-7 years. I was telling like my inner people, I'm going to work hard to not only work on my actual image, but my personality again, for when people meet me, they're going to meet the person that they meet from my content or the person that they see on live or on FaceTime or on a Zoom call. So the thing I was always afraid of was getting casted as myself and then falling into like, if it was like a drug role in a sense. But I'm a lot better mentally. I've been doing real good. I speak on mental a lot more. And that's another thing that showed me that I kind of knew, you know, being the face for a page with millions of followers, you know, 6-7 million in total. I didn't know my content would have people hitting me up in Africa, like legit. Wow. I had people in Norway and, you know, all around the world when I spoke about my mental. That was the first time I had people really writing me long messages. And I was like, damn, like, I see where this is going, that people are relating to me because I'm showing them Justin. Yep. And I wasn't really telling no one that yet until I was finding where I wanted to go. Because I come from many worlds, right? I'm also a multi-platinum music producer with my uncle. We've produced a shit ton of records. Wow. The most known New York City record I'm proud of was Off the Rip for French Montana.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I did that with my uncle.
Nice.
Rest in peace to Chinks. But that was a record that got us known like in the streets and you know, with Flex. And then, you know, I came, like I said, from the styling world. But all of those worlds, I was jaded. I was disrespected. I had people playing me. I had people like taking advantage. This is the first time now that I'm not going to say any labels on blast, right? But I had record labels when I was in the music industry, right? Playing me 5-6 years ago. And those same people work there, right? And those executives have their interns or the assistant emailing us to do a campaign with us, right? So like we done stuff with Insharan already. I've done stuff with A Boogie. I've done stuff with Daft Punk, like, and that's through with multiple different people. But then that's why I tell people don't burn bridges. And I know people that say made a bridge I burn like my way, but I learned there's no need to burn a bridge. No. There's never need to stoop down low to what someone else did to you, because I promise you it will come full circle. Absolutely. In the most craziest way possible.
That's a fact.
The craziest way possible.
Listen, I love the conversation. I gotta let you go. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed it. I already follow you, so I'm just gonna be more invested now. So thank you again for coming through. Let me know how to follow you and be a part of your wave. Yeah,
check out What Is New York, and then I'm the host, Ferris Will J. And yeah, stay in tune. I'm coming to a TV screen near you soon.
There it goes. Ferris Will J, my guy, Justin.
Facts.
There it goes. So sit down. We out here. Come and catch the vibe. Welcome to Easy Weekend.
It's Easy Weekends.
Cats can't see me.